if you can actually understand the concept that I'm about to share with you, you are going to be in a position to get trading results such as these and these. The most important part is these are not my trading results. These are just results from my students that I do have in the academy. We are going to be looking at what demand and supply is, how to identify and draw your demand and supply levels, how to set your stop loss and your take profits, and lastly I'll show you my trading strategy and that I have actually shared with my students. So listen, this is just a special video, so all I want from you guys is to pay close attention throughout the video, okay? Now without any further ado, let's just dive into it. What's demand and what's supply? Demand is an area of aggressive buying, meaning, well, at these levels we have strong buyers in the market, okay? And then supply is just an area of aggressive selling. Now listen, so we are retail traders, right? But we also have big market movers such as institutional traders, prop firms, big banks, and these are the guys. So you are coming in, say, with $100 or $500, but these big traders are coming in with a lot of money. So they have more money, they have more resources, they have more information, so they know where exactly to take the price, okay? So all you have to do is to see these levels and then you're able to go off with them. Basically on demand levels, what you're looking out for is buys. You just need to see the price retest of that level and then you are going to be able to take your buys, okay? Now in this presentation of here, as you guys can see, so we can see if the price is in a push phase, coming back to this level, and then with aggressive buying, okay? Now key point, it must be aggressive buying. We must see a lot of volume in the market and I'm going to show you that in a minute. Then off here too, we also have supply. So you can see the price is in a very big push phase to the downside, and this is our supply zone. Why? Because we do see a lot of aggressive selling. How do you even draw these levels? Now firstly, all you need to watch out for is what can we see aggressive buying or selling. All you want to watch out for is at least 3 or more big candlesticks. Say it's buyers, all you want to watch out for is 3 big bullish candlesticks, okay? Now in my case here, we have blue candlesticks as buyers, as you guys can see, and you can see at this area we had a lot of buying pressure coming in. Now check these candlesticks. So we had a series of about 1, 2, 3 big bullish candlesticks coming in, meaning at this point we had a lot of buying orders happening, okay? Now this is a demand area. Now if we can just stretch off this zone up to this area, then you can see the price came back over here. Pretty interesting, right? Then furthermore, we can also see this side up, we had aggressive selling. Now you guys can see we had a lot of momentum coming in, meaning sellers were in control. We had a lot of selling orders coming in. By the one thing that I didn't mention is demand and supply is much more of orders, okay? Rather than we looking at how is the price reacting and all that. No, in here we are looking at orders. At which area are more buyers coming in, or at which area are more sellers coming in? Because once you understand when these big boys or these big players are coming in, then you are better off. Now let me show you something. So at this point we can see we had aggressive selling because we can see a series of bearish candlesticks. Now look, I'm doing this all on the M15, but you can still do it on a bigger time frame. Pretty interesting. So we did see a lot of selling pressure coming in here. Now here's how you mark out your supply and demand and your demand zones. So what you're going to watch out for is the last candlestick before the big move happening, right? Now in this case we do have the big move starting off here, right? So we basically started off with this bearish candlestick, then we came off with this, and then we had much more of this, right? So the last candlestick that we had before this big move is this right over here. So we have this area, so we're just going to mark the body of this whole candlestick and just stretch out that area, okay? So we shall just zoom out this area so you guys can have a better understanding. So all you just need to do is watch out for the last candlestick before the big move happening and then zone out or draw a zone around it. So you can easily do that by using a rectangle on your trading view or on your MT5, okay? It's much more of a zone than just a line or anything. Or either if you want, you can still use 2 lines, but at least mark out both ends, the closure and then the opening of that candlestick, okay? Now this is it. So we have just marked this out, and now we do have our supply zone marked out. So let me just go ahead and mention this. So this is going to be a supply zone. Now what does this mean? Well, all we need to watch out for now is the price coming back to this area, and then we shall be able to take our sales. As we started the video, I happened to show you trading results that are from students. These are traders just as yourself. These are normal traders, but the difference is they are under mentorship and they're really making a lot of money and generally becoming successful. Now, last week when we traded, we made over 10K as a whole community. So about 500 traders making 10K, pretty insane. And look, I want you to get inside and join these other traders, okay? I'm going to be doing a very, very good discount for you and pretty much of a good offer. So be sure you watch closely until the end of the video. So we do have now our supply zone marked out. So what we need to see is we just need to see the price coming back to this area. And once it comes back to retest it, then we should be looking out for sales, okay? So let's just go ahead and see how the price plays out and see. All right, so we can just watch and see. So you can see, perfect. So now we can see that the price has now come back to our supply zone. You guys can see this movement of here. So you see the price came over here, and guess what? Well, what we are watching out for now are sales, okay? So at this point, I wouldn't recommend entering the sales immediately because, oh, Daniel says when the price comes back to a supply zone, then we are selling. Listen, you're not selling instantly. You need to just get a bit of a confirmation. So you shall just wait and see, because by the way, it's not a must that these levels must be respected. Well, sometimes the level is going to be broken and there's a change in direction. Pretty interesting, right? So we just need to see what the price does, but good thing is it has now come back to a supply zone, so perhaps it could break through. It could more often enough come back down. So let's just see. Okay, perfect. This is how it's looking. So it entered our zone straight in, and then we have a bit of now a push to the downside, right? Now this can be a very great confirmation considering the candlestick formations. So at this point I would say, well, I'm going to get in with my sell. So let me just go ahead and enter in with a sell over here. And then listen, your stop loss must be out of the zone, okay? It's not a good idea to place it in the zone because sometimes the price could just come back up, sweep out all the early sellers and all that, and then later go into your direction. So it's better that you place these your stop losses out of the zone. So we shall just slightly place it just above this area, and then you shall get a take profit to the next demand zone, this area down here, okay? Or well, perhaps you could say, well, I just need a 1 to 2 or something, and let's see how the price plays out, okay? So pretty good. We have a risk to reward of about 1 to 2, so we could just see. So let's just see what the price does. Okay, there we go. So we got stopped out and the price came straight into a direction. Now look, so the price got us out because the stop loss is just slightly above our zone, got stopped out, and then it moved even massively. So obviously there's something here to learn. Not every trader is going to be winning, and then furthermore, I did place my stop loss just slightly above this zone, meaning more often enough, if say had it over here, perhaps you could have been stopped out. But then obviously there's also a thing, it doesn't mean that, well, since you have to place a stop loss, it does have to be so big, because I mean, you're trying to minimize the risk. So it doesn't make any sense if it's too bigger, literally without managing your risk. So we shall just go ahead and check out some of the trades. So let's see just quickly. So you can see the price came back down, came back to the area. Let's see if we did hit the take profit either. Anyways, okay. Let me just stretch this guy up to here. All right, there we go. Either the price finally came and hit the take profit. Pretty interesting anyways. So let's just go ahead and see if we can find one more trade with the supply zones and all that, then we shall go to demand. We are currently on KJPY and on the M15. Now at this point we can see some aggressive selling. So initially the price is pushing to the upside, and then we can see a bit of some aggressive selling. Now, by the way, something very important, it's even way better if you can find good solid candlesticks. Okay, if it's sellers, then you should see a bunch, say 3 or 4 big selling candlesticks. Okay, so in this case we do have these right over here, so you can see a bit of selling here. Now I could just go ahead and mark out a supply zone. This is going to and the area shall just stretch off from here. As I mentioned, you just have to mark out the body of this and that, and let me just stretch it better. All right, perfect. So this is it. So all we just want is the price to come back to this area, and then we shall be able to take our sales. So let's just see how the price played out, and perhaps we can be able to take our entries off there. Okay, so you can see the price has come back to a zone. Pretty interesting. Now I wouldn't want us to do the same mistake as we did in the first place. So say we entered our sales off here. Let me just scale down to M5, and this is how it's looking on the M5. And by the way, you can even combine, say, supply and demand with your top to down analysis. Once you've gotten your confirmations or you've gotten your levels, then scale down to smaller time frames and perhaps get even better entries. So we can now see the price has come back to this area, and now let's see what it does. We just go back to M15 and then let's see. All right, perfect. So it comes back again, so we can see that the price has come down and then it's back. Now this is a good entry because now there is a change already, so we shall go ahead and enter sell here. Now again, perfect. As I mentioned, we must have a stop loss slightly out of the zone, so we can be on a safer side. Well, I hope this is not too big, and let me just go ahead and have our take profit. We can have it up to this area over here. So let me just stretch this guy up to here, and so we basically have a 1-to-1 or 1 to it's actually 1.5. so let's just see how the trade plays out. Okay, we can see the price dropping down insanely. Just stretch this guy. Okay, almost got topped out. Okay, pretty good. All right, there we go. Price broke through out of our area and our take profit was smashed. Now, most importantly, I want you guys to really see what's happening here. Okay, now this is actually much more detailed, and I would actually love to have even much more of a very detailed class off with demand and supply, and I'll be doing this with my students. So mostly enough, you can see how the price is playing around this area. Now it gave us an entry, but then it has been playing around not until we had a very big push to the downside. Now that means we again have another supply zone here, so perhaps again we could have to wait for the price to come back off here and then take even more sales. So let's just see if that happened at any point actually. Let's see, did we have that? Okay, price, let's watch closely. If it doesn't happen, well and good. Well, in this case, we are now at the current market price, and we can wait for the price to come back to this supply zone, and then shall be able to sell even better. Okay, now thing is, obviously with more practice you even become better off. Okay, the more the practice, the better you're going to become as a trader. Okay, I was emphasizing initially that, well, being under mentorship or being under mentor is way even better, because I'm trying to relate off this with how we do trade under academy. We can just go ahead and find out one more example on demand and see what we can actually buy from. So we can see some aggressive buying over here with a series of bullish candlesticks. Pretty interesting. So that means we can actually be able to draw our demand zone right around this area. So we are just getting the body of the last candlestick before the move happening. Just stretch this guy also here, and we can just stretch the zone up to, I don't know, wherever. So whenever the price comes back, then we can be able to buy. So let's just now see what the market does. So we can just play and see. Okay, so we can see the price doing that, and and let's see okay, that was close, and let's see. All right, so we can see that now the price has come back to our level, actually came slightly broke through, pretty interesting. And now that means we should expect many buying orders accumulating over here, right? So we can be looking out for buy. So let me just see what the price does, if we can react off. Okay, pretty interesting. So we can see that now the price is reacting off this area. So this is much more of a good entry. So let's just see. Okay, so we can see that the price reacted off. Now, well, at this point you could have taken a good buy, not as big as that, but pretty interesting. We can at least see that the price later pushed above with a 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio, which is a good one. So all in all, in here, what you want to watch out for is a big aggressive move, either to the upside or the downside. If it's to the upside, then you are looking out for your demand zones. Then if it's a downside, then you are looking out for your supply zones. Then, as I mentioned again, your stop losses must be out of the zone. It doesn't have to be inside the zone, okay? And well, all in all, if you can actually combine demand and supply with, say, your top to down analysis, then even better, because you could actually draw out your zones and you must have to scale down, say, to M5 or M15 to get better entries, okay? Which is way even easier. So as I mentioned, well, before the end of this video, I'll be doing a special discount. Now listen, this is not for all traders, okay? This is only for serious traders, just as yourself looking at skyrocketing your trading journey. Now, we have actually seen a lot of progress for the past actually 1 or 2 months since we opened up the academy, and we have actually been looking at having in more traders such as yourself. But again, as I mentioned, it's not for everyone, okay? So it's only for those people. Now listen, you are going to get free access to the VIP Signals group and then 60 free recorded webinars. I mean, no one actually gets access to this. It's only for you. And then also an access to the student community and obviously all our weekly Zoom sessions and the live trading. Now, this is for you, okay? And if you can actually take action now, you are going to be part of the 10 people, because this is limited, and most enough by the time you watch this video, the offer is probably done. But if you can take action now, then I'll see you inside. So I'm just going to put the link. It's going to be the first link just down in the description. Go click that link, take action, and hopefully see you inside. And by the way, remember, most enough, once you're in, there is no looking back. All we do is win. It's only 2 options, win or win, and that's all. So see you guys inside and good luck. Let's go.